down. So she's still learning the verbal, but she understands the hand gesture pretty well. You may have to lower it further and further. I'm trying to get her to comprehend it from an upright position. But if you get her into a rhythm of doing this, she'll start to understand, and then you can just start to apply the word down. And if she doesn't do this, you can wait her out. She'll start to perform it as a, I don't know what you want from me, so let me give you this. All right, can you? Down. Down. There you go. So you can go back and forth between using the verbal and the hand gesture. And you just keep moving around like this. As you can see, once you start a pattern, she will start to perform this behavior. And it's up to us then to insert a word that we want or a hand gesture that we want. Okay, down. That becomes like a green light for her. She will start to understand what that word means, as well as this hand gesture too. Good girl. Right, come here. Yeah, I know. Pop. Good girl. So you can call this paw, you can call this shake. Really what she knows is that if there's a hand underneath her chin, she needs to put her paw in it. Good girl. Shake. He's like, I need that treat. Shake. To build up the tolerance of her keeping her hand in her paw in your hand, you want to feed her as you hold her paw. Like that. Good girl. And that can turn into a high five later, depending on how you hold your hand. And you keep reinforcing it. There you go. I also recently Dremmeled her paws. So if you get a Dremel yourself, you want to start to associate that just being around the Dremel while it's on is a good thing. I did it at my bathing station, but you slowly just start to Dremel a couple and give her a treat. So I did it after each nail, just Dremmeled a little bit of the nail and gave her a treat. And you can just do this as an upkeep behavior. You don't have to go through every single nail to do this, but just as part of the training of getting her tolerant, of getting her nails done, will create such a calm dog later on. Oh, we're running out of battery. And then as you build that up, rather than every nail, every 2 nails, every 3 nails, every paw gets a treat, and you just keep building that up. You're such a beautiful lady. All right, sit. Come over here. Yep. A little bit of the touch behavior too. Yep. The yep comes right. Yep. As the nose touches the hand. That's what I want her to think, that this behavior means, yep. Touch nose to hand. Touch. If there's a drive-by, she gets nothing. Touch. Still a drive-by. Touch. You're just confused. We're working on so many things. Touch. Yep. If you really want to kind of get her set up to perform the behavior easier, you take a couple of steps back, put out your hand. she's more likely than not to go over and investigate it. Yep. You can capture that moment. Touch. Touch. Yep. There you go. So what's most important is that you are telling her what exactly is the correct response to the behavior. So if you get drive-bys, don't just give her a treat because, oh, that was close enough. Because then she's going to think like, oh, touch means brush my whiskers against the hand. Yep. Where touch means put your nose to my hand. So it's important to build up a reinforcement history of the correct answer, not close enough answers. Touch. Yep. And then you'll start to notice there are more and more, there you go, there's a freebie for you. There are more and more sit times, stay, where she then gets the correct answer. Stay. We've been doing a lot of down stays, so I just want to build her up on a sit stay. Stay. So I have my hand gesture as well as my word. And I want to use them separately. Stay. So the hand gesture comes out, and then the word follows right after the hand gesture. And you can do it in verse 2. Stay. Like that. You're noticing too, I'm careful with where my food hand is. And I only give her a treat, and I reach in for the treat when I'm right back at her. What can occur, stay, is that if you are out here and start fumbling with your treat, she may get up. And if she does even get up in your training, just get her back, sit, stay. So if you're out here somewhere and start fumbling with your treat bag and you're coming in with a treat, she's more enticed to kind of like meet you halfway. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. You only go after the treat, stay. You only go after the treat or are starting to present the treat as you are coming back until you are fully back to her. Sit. Stay. You can see the hand and the word sometimes come out at the same time. So because that's been about maybe 3-4 failed attempts, I'm not going to go as far away. Stay. And just build her back up to that distance. Stay. So in your stay exercises, it's fine to kind of move back and forth. Stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to keep a track of how many steps I take as I build up her stay exercises. Stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I know at which step she has difficulty at, and then I start to build stay. So if she had difficulties at 7, I'd then go back and build up 5 and 6. You can practice stays in a sit as well as a down. You will find that she is stay, more likely to get up from a stay. I believe from a sit than from a down. Down. Stay. And you can start to build up. If you can't walk back anymore, stay. You can't physically walk back any further once you hit the limit of your room. You can stay back and start counting and then come back to her. Or you can start to do weird things like walk around obstacles multiple times. Stay. So how many times can I walk around this pillar while she holds that stay? And you're also noticing that I'm not repeating myself over and over and over while she is where she is. I'm not saying stay, stay, stay. Stay, because I want stay to imply that you just keep doing what you're doing until you hear your release word, which is F-R-E-E. But for the most part, when I am practicing this, I do not release her from her stay. Stay means Stay where you are, and I'm going to come back to you. Good girl. All right, you're free. Stay means I'm going to come back to you. Wait implies wait to be released. So if I wanted to, wait, free. Come here, girl. There you go. There you go. I would practice like that if I wanted to call her to me from a stay. Really, I then use the word wait, because wait implies wait to be released. Stay implies stay there and I'll be back. Wait. But sometimes too, I like to include I come back to you in the wait. Right. Free. There you go, sweetie. Another thing that we've been working on as well is her bed behavior. So, just want to make sure I'm not talking to nothing. Bed. I've also been doing this while I've been sitting next to her, so she's more likely. Just want to make sure everything is in frame. Yeah, it looks good. Bed. There we go. So I haven't really done this behavior standing up, so that's why there was a little bit of hesitation. But when you're going to be doing this training, you might as well kind of get comfortable with her. So we're actually going to move over here because I want to show you another thing in regards to this bed training. Bed. This is the finished behavior. The behavior is when you hear the word bed, go out and find your bed and lay down in there. I would also start to incorporate a stay, which I'll show you near the end. Then you have your release, free, and you can toss it, bed. Then she gets cookies. Cookies come down low and being placed on the bed, like that. Then, what I would talk to you before, free. Start moving the bed. Bed. So it's not the behavior of laying down in front of you, it's a behavior of find and lay down on the bed. So start moving it in different positions. Free. Around you. Bed. So she starts to realize that find the bed and lay down on it. Free. It's also going to be difficult. Bed. To walk past you and go to the bed. So that's why I'm tossing the treats that way. She has to make the decision that I need to walk past where reinforcement is coming from to get onto a station where I can actually get treats. Free. Bed. A little different, right? So if something happens where she doesn't perform the behavior, you could try to redirect her to the appropriate area using your hands, like your hand gesture. So that's where your touch comes in, right? Free. Bed. Such a smarty, right? So let's imagine if she didn't go there, what I would do, free. So this is a distraction. So if she didn't go to her bed and did something like this, I would do bed and show her over here where to go. And then give her a treat. So this is where your touch behavior with your hand can start to direct your dog towards the correct answer. You can also snap your fingers, you can pat the bed, things like that. Free. Bed. Such a smarty. So as I mentioned, bed. Start to incorporate stay exercises in your bed. Stay. And if you start to do this, stay, the bed will also imply a go to your bed and stay on your bed until you hear the release word. This is not her bed, by the way. She did not shrink. This is one of my beds. Stay. I also like to use bedding that is larger than they are, so you don't get these like 80% on the bed, 20% off the bed. I want my dogs to think that when I hear the word bed, I want to be completely on the bed. Because as well, if I have this idea in my dog's mind, then if I need for my dog to be in a specific area, so like let's imagine if there was a chair right over here, then I can put the bed right underneath the chair and be sitting, in the, at a cafe or something and have the dog be right underneath me. Yeah, this is kind of weird. We haven't tried this, huh? Then I can have the dog be completely underneath me if I was sitting in a chair, or, if I was sitting next to the bed, then I have my dog here. So I'm basically showing my dog that there is a parameter in your landscape that I need you to be on. Stay. Turning your back on your dog during a stay exercise is also difficult for your dog because it takes away direct eye contact, which sometimes helps dogs to maintain behavior. Stay. Our dogs are also very much aware of following us. And when they follow us, it's usually, they can tell which direction we're going and where are we going by our shoulders. Stay. So when we start to incorporate that, it can be sometimes difficult within our dogs. So when you do start to incorporate you turning your back on your dog, maybe don't go all the way. So if you were practicing stay exercises where you got about 10 paces back from your dog, when you start to perform these stay exercises, when you turn your back on them, stay, maybe only go 5 paces away. Or another thing you can do is that when you say the word stay, you can start to just rotate in place and take your eyes and your back to your dog. And so you start to desensitize your dog that during this stay exercise, all this other stuff doesn't matter. Stay, all this stuff doesn't matter. Even if I'm holding down treats down here, it doesn't matter. If I drop treats, it doesn't matter. We haven't practiced this, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but stay. The closer the drop treats are to her, the more enticing it is going to be for her to get up and go after them. So if you do practice this stay, practice it first from a far distance away, and always, always make sure that you can get to the treats before your dog can. Free. Now you're free. Now you're free. Now you're free. She's like, you dropped some treats over there. I gotta smell them. Where you gotta go? See, in regards to this type of training, you magnetize your dog. Of all the places that she could have chosen to go and be, she knows that that bed is the best place for her to be. So as you do this training, free, come here, sweets. You can start to put the bed further and further away. Bed. So she has to, as you can see, it was kind of difficult for her to walk away from me and to go to this bed. So as you perform this behavior, start to move the bed further and further away. Give her an appropriate amount of treats for actually performing something difficult like that. Free! Yes, you're free, baby, baby. Such a good girl. Bed. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. Such a good girl. So, if she likes attention, if she likes rubs, if she likes bones, you could all incorporate this. And then she gets her chew, she gets attention from you, she gets all sorts of stuff. Free. You can get up if you don't want to. You can get up if you don't want all this around. You can get up. You can get up and do stuff. You can get up and do stuff. But through the use of positive reinforcement training in regards to teaching new behaviors, you get a dog that wants to do these behaviors rather than being afraid not to perform a behavior. She doesn't have to perform, but right now she wants to work for treats, so, or more so her lunch kibble, so that's what she does. She's willing to work for it. Yeah, that's about it. We're almost done with your kibble. We're almost done with your kibble. We're almost done with your kibble. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So all good things happen in this little square that her bed is on. You're just so smart. Did we forget anything? And then, if you are practicing like leave-its as we talked about, leave it. There you go. Leave it. So in regards to this behavior, it's a little different. It's almost like a stay exercise. And when you see temptation, you're supposed to leave it. It's going to be a completely different behavior than when she is going to be on leash. On leash, it means move away from this item. When I say leave it, that's in crumbs. Leave it, I'm telling her really don't go after this item. Don't move forward towards this item. So leave it is going to have two meanings for her. One that's going to be just like where I am, and if something drops, I should leave it. Or if I'm on leash or actually moving, leave it should mean move back away. We're done. We're done. All I got is just crumbs for you. All I got is just crumbs for you. There you go. All right, free.